Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's 5 o'clock here in the UK. That's 12 o'clock midday in the US, and certainly a down day. The S&P 500 off 87 points as I speak. The Dow Industrials off 525 points. VectorVest advocates caution when buying stocks at this time. Only the primary wave, or the shortest measure of the trend on VectorVest, is up. Everything else is down. So clearly only the most aggressive people should be anywhere near this market. If we have a look at the VectorVest composite itself, we can see this big day down. If I put on the market timing tools, that's the in fact, last confirmed down. The confirmed downs have been all over the place as this market has gone nowhere since March. Quite a difficult trading environment, to say the least. So where are we now? I'm going to have a look at my old favorite, the S&P 500, and that's the S&P 500. I trade it actively. I'm short of it as we speak. I'll show you why in a second. It's not rocket science. When I did the VectorVest Q&A for our UK subscribers yesterday afternoon, that's Monday the 27th, I felt that the real answer was this going to keep moving up, or did we have another leg down even under the most positive of circumstances? And I felt yesterday afternoon that we needed to close above this last swing high, or that 78% retracement, to greatly increase the probability that this pullback is over. Now it looks on the face of it as if that certainly not going to happen soon. Markets have sold off, and as you can see, Monday was an inside day of Friday, and Friday was an inside day of Thursday. Now, this is what I call, and what most technicians will call, a double inside pattern. And when it broke this low of the, I think that would be Friday's low, that happened in the pre-market. I didn't get into the pre-market. I probably should have, but I pretty much just got in at the open today because it had broken down below that low. That was a breakout of that inside bar. And then when it actually broke this low, which was, I think, that would be Thursday's low, then it really motored down the page. Now, all is not lost, folks, because the uptrend will be defined by holding below 78% of this, and by my reckoning that's at 4,340. So as long as we don't get down below 4,340 and we find some form of a bottom there, we then can start to move up and move up strongly. Any Ellioticians listening, if this is a low, then this would be 1, this is 2, and then we would have a 3 in front of us. That's quite optimistic after the strength of the sell-off today. If we look at the hourly chart of the same thing, it's actually more positive, folks, because on the hourly chart we've got from the low, we've got a fairly clearly defined 5-wave pattern, and there's the 786 at 4344, and if this is a wave 2 is invariably a very deep retracement of this first wave. So as long as we don't go below 4340 odd, then this market can certainly find its feet down here. But certainly a close, we'll go back to the market, the spot market on a daily chart. If we see ourselves closing down around 4340 and certainly down below that low, then it looks to me as if we've got another leg down here to go before this sell-off is over. So my advice is to be cautious, as the front page of VectorVest says. My advice would be to wait for a close above this high and above that 78% retracement of this pullback. But certainly all you've got to do is to watch the front page of VectorVest. When you start to see some green lights, that will tell you that it's safe to get into this market. At the moment, I don't think any new long positions. I'm not going to make any new long positions. And if we have a look at the 5-minute chart, that's what happened this afternoon. We're starting to see some buying coming in here at the 4360 level. It would surprise me if it didn't slip another 10 points down to that 4340, 4344 level, which is 78% of this big range up. It can do what it wants, of course. Nevertheless, that's starting to look as if there's some fairly decent support coming in at that level. I'm short from where am I? From 4406. And clearly the stop loss is at entry for quite a while now, and I have a stop loss above that reaction high at the moment, and I've already taken some off the plate. So quite a nice little afternoon as the market broke out of that double inside pattern, a very useful pattern that I've used a lot over the years. So just watch this down around here. A bottom, and that bottom will take 2 or 3 days to kick in down around these levels, and we can certainly move up strongly again. So there's nothing that's happened in this that's in fact negating a strong move up. That strong move up will be negated if we see some closes below my little dotted blue line there. That would be very negative for the market, and it would probably mean that this little bit has to be repeated. So that's 4-3. That's 250 points on the downside from that high. So that bit will be repeated. So what will happen here is that if that low goes, this bit, difference between that high and that low, will be repeated. Let's go a little bit further, and that would take us pretty much just down to about here, folks. So it's not the end of the world in the greater scheme of things, but it could be quite nasty for some leverage positions. I hope you've found that useful. Quite an interesting afternoon in markets, and I hope that that gives you some idea of what you should be looking for. My advice again is to sit in your hands, wait for some green lights on VectorVest USA, and just watch if it's going to beat out a bottom here. In the UK, I haven't done anything. The UK market has been much stronger, but I would suspect if we're going to get another leg down, the UK market will follow us down as we did in this bit. One thing that I have done in the UK, I spoke about it yesterday afternoon, is that I sold my entire holding in Halma, largely because the VectorVest metrics indicated that there's going to be very little upside over the next year, that it's done too much. Still watching commodity stocks, and still very interested in a position in Jubilee, SLP when it bottoms out, and Italia Mining. Thanks very much.